What are nonlinear equations? It is a system of two or more equations in two or more variables containing at least one equation that is not linear. Recall that a linear equation can take the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. Any equation that cannot be written in this form is nonlinear. A nonlinear equation has two methods. First, elimination method. Second, substitution method. But in this video, I will only show the substitution method. Substitution method is solving one of the two equations for one of the variables that you chose and then plugging it back into the other equation. Example number 1. For the first equation, 9x squared plus 2y squared equals 54, and for the second equation, y squared minus 2x squared equals 1. For this problem, I will choose the second equation to be substituted inside 9x squared plus 2y squared equals 54. We added 2x squared to the left side and also to the right side, so that y squared will only be left on the left side. Y squared equals 1 plus 2x squared is now the new equation of the second equation. So we now have the value of y squared, and we can now substitute it inside 9x squared plus 2y squared equals 54. So it will now be 9x squared plus 2 quantity 1 plus 2x squared equals 54. So we will now multiply 2 to 1 plus 2x squared. And now the equation will be 9x squared plus 2 plus 4x squared equals 54. The next step will be, we will combine like terms. So 9x squared plus 4x squared will be 13x squared. So the equation now is 13x squared plus 2 equals 54. In order to get the value of x, we need to subtract 2 on the left side and also on the right side. So the new equation is now 13x squared equals 52. We need to divide 13 on both sides so that x squared will be left. So 13x squared over 13 is equals to 52 over 13. So the new equation now is x squared equals 4. Since the x is squared, we need to do a square root on both sides so that we can now get the value of x. So square root of x squared is x and square root of 4 is 2. So the equation now, or the value rather, of x is now 2. So we now get the value of x. We can now substitute it to the second equation, which was y squared equals 1 plus 2x squared. Y squared equals 1 plus quantity 2 squared. The answer will be y squared equals 9. But since the y was squared, we need to find the square root of it. So square root of y squared equals square root of 9 is now y equals 3. So the coordinates are now 2 and 3, since the value of x is 2 and the value of y is 3. I forgot to tell a while ago that once you found out the value of x, you need to use it in a positive value and also in a negative value. That's why we will also substitute the value of x in a negative form, which is x equals negative 2, into the equation y squared equals 1 plus 2x squared. So y squared equals 1 plus quantity negative 2 squared. The answer will be y squared equals 9. Since the y was squared, we need to make it in a square root so that we can find the value of y. So square root of y squared equals square root of 9 will be y equals to 3. The coordinates now are negative 2 and 3, since the value of x is negative 2 and the value of y is 3. Example number 2. The first equation is x squared minus 3, and the second equation is negative x plus 3. Again, I will choose the second equation to be substituted inside the first equation. Since the second equation already has its value for the y, we will already substitute it to the first equation. So, negative x plus 3 is equals to x squared minus 3. The next step is we will add x on the left side and also on the right side, and subtract 3 on the left side and also to the right side. So the equation now will be 0 is equals to x squared plus x minus 6. By doing the FOIL method, we now get 0 equals quantity x plus 3, quantity x minus 2. To find the value of x, we must equate 0 to x plus 3. So x plus 3 is equals to 0. And then we need to subtract 3 on the left side and also on the right side. So x plus 3 minus 3 is equals to 0 minus 3. The value of x is now negative 3. We will also do it on the other equation since it was part of the FOIL method. So x minus 2 equals 0. And then we need to add 2 on the left side and also on the right side. So x minus 2 plus 2 equals 0 plus 2. The value of x is 2. Since we got the first value of x, which was negative 3, we will now substitute it to the second equation, y equals negative 3 plus 3. So y equals negative quantity negative 3 plus 3 is 6. So the coordinates now are negative 3 and 6. Since we have second value for x, which was x equals 2, we will now substitute it to the second equation, y equals negative x plus 3. So y equals negative 2 plus 3 is equals to y equals 1. So the coordinates now are 2 and 1.